I will call to order the October 6th, 2021 Fishers Plan Commission. If you will join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Okay, will you please give us a roll call for attendance?
Yes. Mr. Stewart. Mr. Zimmerman. Here. Mr. Fain.
Here.
Ms. Logan. Here. Mr. Peterson. Mr. Moulter. Ms. Stoller. Here. Mr. Richards. Ms. Lang. Here. And Mr. Stevenson.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. We do have a quorum to conduct tonight's business. Next agenda item is the approval of our minutes from August 4th, 2021. That has been emailed to board members for review. Does anyone have any questions or revisions to the minutes?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion and we have a second by Mr. Stewart. All those in favor, use the vote and sign aye.
Aye.
We'll have an extension from Mr. Zimmerman. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next agenda item is Park Impact Fee Update. And Sarah Sanquist, with Director of Parks and Recreation, will present to the board. Thank you, Sarah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah Sanquist, Director of Parks and Recreation. I have a brief PowerPoint about our park impact fees, and then I'll need guidance on what we do from there. So in your packet was a draft of the plan. This is a update that we do every 5 years. We previously updated in 2016, and the current the current fees are $1,667 for single family dwellings and $1,234 for multifamily units. These are fees that developers pay, not residents. The new calculations based on a 10-year planning horizon, so we do it every 5 years, but we look at a 10-year window, taking into account our current and future population, our trends and benchmarks locally and then also nationally on appropriate levels of service, and also the percentage of build-out that's remaining in Fishers. So we have come to a proposed new fees of $34.92 for single-family dwellings and $20.96 for multifamily units. We've held meetings with the Builders Association Group of Indianapolis, met with the mayor, legal, deputy mayor. We presented for first reading at City Council as well back in September. Here's just a snapshot from the packet that gives a summary of how the total was derived. We basically take it's kind of small, but I maybe could make it bigger. Here we go, a little bit. So we take the total cost of the 2030 level of service needs. Some of the things that we added to this level of service, we increased our ratio of trails per group of people. We also added in a community center. We increased some of our basketball courts. I think we added a splash pad in as well too. Just thinking about where we're at currently with our level of service and to meet the needs of the estimated population in 2030, what that would look like in terms of amenities. Then we reduce any bond payments, capital budget contributions, and then divide that by the capital costs that are in the 2021 impact fees, the costs that we would need to do to meet the 2021 level of service. And then you divide that by the estimated housing units that are, I guess, available to build, and we get that total $34.92. And then the multifamily is 60% of that total. Here is just a snapshot. It's of where the other fees in other Indianapolis metro areas lie. This is a little bit deceiving because everybody's on a different 5-year cycle. So, for example, Zionsville is in the middle of their update right now, and their proposed fee is estimated to significantly increase. Carmel updated their fees in 2019 and landed at $4,800. So it's a little bit apples to apples, but then also not. But just a comparison if there's questions of what other municipalities charge. I think that's all that I have on my slides. So if anybody has questions, or do we open for public hearing first?
So this does require a public hearing. So staff's presentation is complete. If we want to open it up for a public hearing.
Well, I'll open it up for a public hearing now, and then if board members have questions for Sarah after that, we'll entertain that. At this time, I'll open up the public hearing. Anyone wishing to address the commission on this agenda item, feel free to approach the podium and share your name and your address and your comments on this matter. Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Board, any questions or comments for Sarah?
Yes, correct. Yeah, they're separate. They go towards funding in the draft plan. There's a list of amenities, and these park impact fees can only be used for those amenities.
Sarah, I have a question. You mentioned that Carmel revised their fee in 2018, was it?
2019.
2019, so are they on a 5-year cycle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, everyone's on a 5-year cycle.
but maybe on a different 5-year cycle?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. That's the only question I have.
So the question I have is, we're seeing a jump, at least in for single-family dwelling, of well over 100% based on 2016 projections. What is that primarily the reason behind the jump, significant jump?
Like I said, when we looked at the percentage of Fishers that is already built out, so we're at a point in our city's history where we're, rapidly running out of space for new developments. We also increased our level of service moving forward. So with more residents, we want to provide more amenities to those residents, and those were kind of the two main things. We looked specifically at our trail ratio. That was one number that increased significantly. We hear the most common feedback from our participants is, what they love about Fishers is trails, and what they want more of in Fishers is trails. And so that was a amenity that we took to heart and increased the ratio on.
Any further questions? Thanks, Sarah. I would entertain a motion. We have a motion and a second. Kay, roll call, please.
Mr. Stewart. Mr. Zimmerman. Mr. Fain.
Yes.
Ms. Logan.
Aye.
Ms. Stoller.
Aye.
Ms. Lang. And Mr. Stevenson.
Yes,
Thank you.
the motion carries. Thank you. We don't have any old business on the agenda today. Staff communications?
Yeah, so just a quick summary on council action that was taken in September. So for planning and zoning, there was only one item, and it was first reading for an annexation of the development for the Covat Thorpe Creek, which you all saw a couple months ago. And then I would just point out that the city's budget went for first reading last month, and then is proposed to be approved this month at city council. So it will be on the agenda this month for next year's budget. The only other staff communication is just a reminder that next Thursday we have a working lunch scheduled with all of the Plan Commission members. So please let us know if you are unable to attend that meeting. We'll have lunch provided, and then staff will be giving a presentation just a general overview and reminder of Plan Commission procedures and standards. So looking forward to that.
Is that on the 14th?
Yes.
Okay. I am out of town that day. I have to go see my son, so I will be unavailable for that, just FYI. But I thought I received notification today that that had been canceled.
So the PUD and Nickel Plate Review Committee, that meeting has been canceled. That was scheduled for next Tuesday.
Okay.
I will say we had a similar meeting yesterday, Megan, if I remember correctly, for the Board of Zoning Appeals, a work luncheon, and the staff shared some very invaluable information to the board, very practical too as well, so I really appreciate that. And I would assume that next week's, or the meeting on the 14th for the Plan Commission will be very similar to that. Yeah, so thank you. One last thing I would like to bring up, Ms. Ann Kelly has submitted her resignation for the Plan Commission. I believe she is moving out of the county. So I want to formally thank her for her service and dedication to not just the Plan Commission, but the city of Fishers. And she was a very dedicated member of our commission, even predating me being on the board. And as I understand it, she had 2 stints of service, and the most recent one has been at least in excess of 5 years. So we want to thank formally Ann for her service. I believe we have no other agenda items. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. We are adjourned.